Hi everyone, and welcome back to Jarissa Explains. I'm Marissa.
And I'm Jamie. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we have some crazy coincidences for you.
Yes, I'm excited for this one.
We have 5 crazy coincidences in history that you may not believe actually did happen, but we're going to present them to you all, and hopefully you all find them as weird as we did.
Coincidences are just super weird. Like, how do you think they happen? Like, it's something in the universe that like lines up to make something like happen at a certain time.
I think with enough randomnicity over and over and over with different variables, there's bound to be things that match up. And naturally, as human beings, we automatically try to find patterns in things.
That's true too.
Because you never notice with our randomnicity that we live in every day, you never notice all the things that don't match up, but you always notice the things that do match up. So on occasion, these rare things do happen, and they're called coincidences. And we're going to present them to you now.
Yes. The first one we're going to be discussing today is Mark and Haley.
Mark Twain, aka Samuel Longhorn Clemens, was born in 1835. In 1835, Halley's Comet first flew by Earth for the first time. Mark Twain famously predicted that he would die the next time the comet flew by Earth. He was quoted saying, "The Almighty has said, no doubt, now here are these two unaccountable freaks. They came in together, they must go out together." Mark Twain later died in 1910. 1910 was also the same year Halley's Comet flew by Earth for a second time.
So the first time that Halley's Comet appeared, was it on the day he was born, or
the same year?
Same year, okay.
Yeah. I think it was actually like really cool that he was just able to predict that.
Yeah.
When he came in with that comet and then he left with it, you know.
I mean, back then, did they know how often that comet was going to come by?
I mean, to an extent, I would imagine, with telescopes and everything. That was probably about the extent of their observing the night sky. We have satellites now circling the Earth that make everything a lot easier for us to see things coming.
Yeah, we're more advanced than we were then. It's just that now we have more technology to know exactly when it would be coming, or to estimate at least.
Yeah. I'm thinking that maybe right around the time that when he was that old and he probably saw the comet coming, that maybe he thought he was going to die that year, so he was just like made this famous quote. It's still weird that he was able to predict that that's when he was going to die, that he was going to come in with that, you know. It is a very crazy coincidence that Mark Twain has that type of connection with a comet.
Right.
Yeah.
It is weird.
All right, well, moving on to the next one. I don't know what to say about that. The next coincidence we're going to be discussing is the Booth-Lincoln connection. Mm-hmm. At a train station in New Jersey, a semi-famous actor named Edwin Booth saved a young man by the name of Robert Todd Lincoln. The young man fell on the tracks and was luckily pulled to safety by Booth. Later in April 1865, John Wilkes Booth assassinated Abraham Lincoln. Edwin Booth was the brother of John Wilkes Booth, and Robert Todd Lincoln was the son of Abraham Lincoln. Now, I remember hearing this one when I was a kid, and I was like, that's a crazy thing that actually happened. For the longest time, I didn't actually believe it was a thing. Yeah. But it actually happened.
Wow. So, okay, the son was saved by Booth's brother.
Yes.
And then John Wilkes Booth killed Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
And they had no connection with each other?
No, they had no idea. It was only until later on down the road that they made that connection.
Wow, that is insane.
Yeah. There isn't much you can dissect with these coincidences. We're just presenting them.
It's just hard to like wrap your head around that almost.
Yeah, you know? But it actually happened.
Yeah. That's neat.
On the next coincidence.
The next coincidence we're going to talk about is the Jim twins.
2 male twins in Ohio were separated at birth and raised by 2 separate families. They later learned of each other and at the age of 39 finally met. At their meeting, both twins learned very interesting things about each other. They both were named James by their adopted parents. Both were called Jim. Both were married twice. Both of their first wives were named Linda. Both of their second wives were named Betty. Both of them had a son named James Allen. Both drove the same car. Both had similar jobs. And both liked to vacation at the same place.
Oh my goodness. So I have heard of this one before. How does this happen? Like, it's like they're the same person.
The one that got me was the two wives. You each had 2 ladies and they were each named the same thing. Like, that y'all need to get a lottery ticket or something. There's something going on there.
Like, doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they have like the same DNA, kind of. I mean, you're twins, but you're not the same person. And it's weird that even their parents named them the same thing, too. It's like, how does that even happen?
Yeah. And they both drove the same car.
Had similar jobs.
And they both liked to vacation in the same area.
See somebody that's like, looks like you running around on the beach, you
right,
know?
Right. And you'd be like, hey man, what's your name? Jamie. Like, really? Yeah, I'm married to a lady named Jarissa. Whoa, really? Hey, yeah, you should totally check out my YouTube show. At that point, I'm like, hold up. Who are you? I don't know if I'd be able to take that. I'd be like, at this point, I'd be like, all right, are you gonna like kill me and take my life? Because at this point, I'm very skeptical.
Right.
But yeah, it's just another one of these real wild coincidences that is real. The next coincidence that we're going to be discussing is Miss Unsinkable. There once was a lady named Violet Jessup who worked as an ocean liner stewardess. Miss Jessup survived the sinking of the Titanic in 1912 and then the sinking of the HMHS Britannic in 1916. She was also aboard the RMS Olympic that was struck by a warship, but it did not sink. She was later coined the nickname Miss Unsinkable.
Okay, why would this lady keep going on ships after even surviving the Titanic? After that, I would be traumatized and I would never, ever, ever set foot on a ship again. Like, why did she keep going on ships when all these things were happening?
I don't know. If I was like related to her, I'd stay away from her. I'd be like, yo, stay away from me. Don't ever get in any sort of vehicle that I'm going to get into with you. I was like, I don't want to be on a plane with you. I don't want to be in a car with you. I don't even want to ride a horse with you, okay? Just leave me alone, lady.
I mean, it's not her fault, but it's almost like a Final Destination thing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it seems like everything's going to work out for her, but me, like, I don't know that, you know?
That's true. Why are these things happening when she's aboard?
I don't know. Maybe she's just like this bad luck lightning rod.
I don't know what to say.
Coincidence.
A coincidence. And the last coincidence we're going to talk about is the engagement tale.
Upon getting engaged, Stephen and Helen Lee were looking through old family photos of their engagement party in New York. They soon made a crazy discovery about their family. Helen's mother and Stephen's late father were almost married to each other in Korea in the 1960s. The disapproval of their parents kept the marriage from happening. In the end, the two women that Stephen's late father loved now share in the love of his grandchildren from two completely different places in the world. It sounds more complicated than it actually is.
Okay.
It is Stephen's mom and Stephen's fiance's mom at one point both loved his father.
Yes, okay. I wasn't taking into consideration his mom.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I was confused. So it's Stephen's mom, who is who his late father ended up marrying, and then also Helen Lee's mom, which is who Stephen's dad almost ended up marrying.
Yes.
Okay, so they both get to love his grandchild.
See? Yeah.
That is very interesting. So did they live in the same town? Like, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be that big of a coincidence if you live in a small town.
Especially we don't know how much Stephen's father got around. You know, this might just be a numbers game at this point. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, he could have had he could have dated a lot of women.
Yeah.
But they almost got married.
Yeah, that's true. It must have had some substance to it.
They must have been serious, yes. Yeah. Here's a neat idea though. What if Helen Lee's mom was stalking her ex? You know, maybe they lived in the same town or in the same area. She has a daughter and, like, you know, maybe she knows of the son. And what if she sort of orchestrated that the two of them get together?
I mean, that's plausible theory. It seems very in-depth.
I know. I mean, maybe it didn't happen on purpose, but, you know, maybe
it just happened to be a coincidence.
Maybe she was trying to run into the ex.
Oh, so you're saying it's
get back with him.
Okay, so you're saying it's a station coincidence.
Yeah. It's a theory. I don't know. Maybe it was totally coincidence and maybe nobody had anything to do with it.
Right. Either way, at the end of the day, both of his true loves get to enjoy his grandchildren, which I think at the end is probably what the guy wanted. So
yeah.
Rest in peace, Stephen's dad. Well, this brings us to the end of our 5 crazy coincidences that maybe you knew about, maybe you didn't.
Well, we hope you all have enjoyed this video and give it a thumbs up if you did. Let us know what other videos you'd like to see in the comments.
Please do, and we want to thank you for watching our Power Hours and all of our other shows, for that matter. Also, please subscribe and ring that bell for future notifications.
Absolutely. And make sure that you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Jarissa Explains.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.